John Boehner, former representative who was very aggressive in his anti-pot rhetoric, is now tweeting about how the federal government needs to legalize marijuana and take it off the Schedule I category. Now, why would he do this? Why this sudden change of heart? Turns out that he is part of the advisory board for a cannabis company. Yeah. It's known as Acreage Holdings, and I'll give you more information about them in just a second. But first, his tweet. He said, I'm joining the board of Acreage Holdings because my thinking on cannabis has evolved. I'm convinced descheduling the drug is needed so we can do research, help our veterans, and reverse the opioid epidemic ravaging our communities.
Well, he just realized it.
Just realized it. By the way, previously he referred to legalizing marijuana as something that he is unalterably opposed to.
Unalterably. I familiar with the English language. I think I know what unalterably means. It appears it just got altered.
No, okay. This goes back to what I was saying earlier in regard to our lawmakers who are ignorant about the issues, but they have the power to draft legislation, vote in favor of a legislation, oppose legislation. He opposed legalizing marijuana. It's not like the information about it being used as a painkiller or a treatment for people who suffer from seizures was unknown. I mean, these stories were all over the place. These studies were all over the place. Sure, there were limitations to the studies in the United States because of the fact that the federal government prohibits it. But overall, there were so many accounts of people who had unfortunately gone to the black market to purchase marijuana in order to treat their illnesses. That's the reason why you had states legalizing it for medicinal purposes. And in the meantime, while John Boehner had some political power, he watched all these people go to prison for marijuana possession, didn't say a word, continued to support the federal government's prohibition on marijuana. And now all of a sudden, he's making money. There's potential to make money. There's potential to make money. So, I have evolved on this issue. He didn't evolve on anything. The only thing that's apparent and very obvious is that he's looking out for his profit motives. He's looking out for doing what's necessary to make as much money as possible. By the way, former Republican of Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld is also joining the board. He's also now all of a sudden in favor of legalizing marijuana.
He's leaning towards the green in a couple more ways. Now, there is a real evolving of your political point of view. I should know my views have gotten involved in some of the issues. In fact, you've seen it happen with your own eyes on some issues right here on the Young Turks as we've discussed it, and I've changed my mind on some issues. But when it comes to politicians, what they mean by evolved is my bank account evolved into these guys are paying me a lot of money, so like Anna said, I put you in prison for smoking this stuff before. I don't care. I was getting paid by the tobacco lobbyists, etc. Now I'm getting paid. By the way, Obama on gay marriage, his position evolved. Why did it evolve? Because a lot of his campaign contributions came from gay rights groups. That's why it evolved. So they're all liars, they all are.
So quickly, Acreage Holdings is currently operating in 11 states and it's expected to represent $9 billion of retail revenue by 2020. There's a lot of money to be made and there will be more money to be made if the federal government deschedules this drug. That's all Boehner cares about.
If you become a member of the Young Turks, you'll be saying,
you know, I'm like a smart person.
So do it right now, tytnetwork.com/join. Get the whole Young Turks show every day.